Good morning, everyone. Dr. Victoria Scarbo here, speaking to you from the Seeds of Transformation Healing Center in Wareham, Massachusetts. Today, we're looking at the astrology of Friday, February 12th, or Saturday, the 13th, if you're in Australia and New Zealand. The moon moved into Pisces this morning, early morning here on the east coast of the U.S. I think it was 2:55 a.m. Of course, the Pisces moon brings a different sort of energy than the Aquarius moon. It is a water sign as opposed to a air sign, so it's less mental, more intuitive. There's an inclusivity about Pisces. Within Pisces, we hold all the other zodiac signs, right? It's like the last repository. And so one of the things you can do when the moon is in Pisces is you can kind of act out or feel the other moons. So if there was something through the month that you didn't feel like you completely felt or moved through, you can kind of actually access that with the moon in Pisces, which is interesting. So yesterday we had a new moon in Aquarius. We talked about that yesterday. I talked about it in my monthly. I talked about it in my weekly. What I forgot to mention yesterday, which is definitely worth repeating, is that not only did we have a new moon, which is the start of a new cycle, monthly cycle, the lunation cycle, the relationship between the sun and the moon, we also had the start of a synodic cycle between Venus and Jupiter. Those synodic cycles is simply the cycle from conjunction to conjunction, and everything that happens between that, right? Is a yearly cycle. And Jupiter is the planet of expansion, and Venus is the planet of values. What's important to us, what's essential in our lives. It is the planet of love, right? And relationship, our relationship to ourselves. How do you feel about yourself? Do you like yourself? Do you need to work on that? Do you judge yourself? Do you need to work on that? And our relationship to other people. And so yesterday started a new cycle of that, a cycle of expansion, a cycle of understanding, Jupiter. In Aquarius, this is about other people, right? It's about being the keeper, your brother and sister's keeper. It's about equality. It's about what's the word I'm looking for? Equanimity. I always have trouble saying that word. So it's a seed planted, and then of course, after that seed was planted, we had this very powerful new moon, at a time when, at least here in the States, we're going through this process, the impeachment process, which is really at its core a condemnation of a person who has put their agenda and themselves ahead of everything else, ahead of politics, ahead of everything, right? So we have this sort of like, I mean, if the 45th was a superhero or perhaps a supervillain, he would be like Mr. Narcissist, Mr. Ego Man, or something like that, right? But we have to recognize to a certain extent that he is us and we are him, right? And so he is a representation of that. And we're at a time when we realize that if we want to move forward in this world and have any kind of quality and quantity of life, we're going to have to learn how to get along with each other. We're going to have to a certain extent, not lose our individuality, but blend our individuality with the individuality of others. E pluribus unum, correct? So very potent time for that conjunction to happen as well. And so no matter what happens, and I'm talking to my people from America or all over the world, if you're interested in this, no matter what happens with the impeachment trial, the seeds have been planted. Change is here. Progressive values are the values of the future. We just had a Saturn-Jupiter conjunction in Aquarius back in December on the solstice. Pluto is going to be going into Aquarius in 2023, and it's there. I think it was 20. It's there for 20 years. Pluto is deep change, and so this is a time of radical shifting and a raising of consciousness. And the thing is, when we're in a new level of consciousness, we're really not that familiar with how to function within it. And so there's going to be trial and error, but together we can do it, because the energy is one of collectivity, Aquarius, but also once Pluto moves into Aquarius, Pluto evolves through its polarity point, which is Leo. And so in order to move through the evolution of Aquarius, we need to connect with our Leo persona, the part of us that is the Leo. And what is that? Well, that's your heart. That's your generosity. That's your talents and your abilities and your joy and your spirit. And so it's not just about becoming one of the Borg, which some people might see it as, but it's about taking what it is that is special to you, your special gifts, your special talents, your heart, your love, your appreciation, and your joy, and distributing it. Aquarius is the water bearer. He holds this big sort of urn. He doesn't touch the water. He carries the water, and then the water is poured forth, and the water is the knowledge that is poured forth equally among everyone, so that everybody's consciousness can rise. So we're on the way, guys. We're on the way. So sorry I wasn't outside. It's a little, quite frankly, it's a little too cold for me. Sorry. Plus, I had to have to put my boots on, and it's snowy, and so I just took a little break, and I figured I would sit here in my living room and do this for you. So I hope you enjoyed that. Sin's makeup, guys. Notice, no makeup. Didn't do that either. But I did brush my hair, and I did get dressed. So that's good. All right, guys. Have yourself a great Friday. Much love. I will see you tomorrow, or you will see the yard tomorrow. Maybe not me. This is an exciting time to be alive. It's an exciting time to be alive. We can do a lot of good. Remember, where attention goes, energy flows. So choose well. Focus on solutions instead of problems. Focus on what you want to see instead of what you don't want to see. Utilize your intuition, third eye open, and heart as a shield. Love is the greatest of healers. And let your love light shine. Much love. I love you guys, and I'll see you tomorrow.